What's up, y'all? It's your host of the Black Money Market News, Samuel Hill, going live once again to bring you the latest in the stock market and crypto coin news. If you know how I do my shows, I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to get live and get on the stream. You want to be in here watching me the show? Did you give Onyx your phone? Did you give Onyx your phone?
Because it's 9 o'clock.
Okay. So we're going to give everyone a few minutes to get in on the show. Again, today's the first day of the contest. I was supposed to start the show off yesterday, but we have a couple of technical difficulties. So today and tomorrow will be the contest. So again, the contest is this. Whoever shares the video the most and comments it on the video will get free Bitcoin. I'm giving out $10 of free Bitcoin. So again, share the show if you want to have a chance to win. I appreciate everyone's support. This is like episode number 6, I believe now. So again, I appreciate everyone's support that watches the show and been giving me feedback. But I'll get started in going over the headlines and the numbers for the day in just about another 60 seconds. Yes, in a minute. You know people are going to be able to hear you and see you.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
In a second. Right now I got the logo on.
Okay, at least I have my hair knotted on.
Okay.
My hair's crazy. Wanna see?
Well, they can't see you right now.
Yay. No.
All right, folks.
My hair's crazy. Yay, it's not showing me.
All right, so going over the market news for today. All the major indexes were up on the positive side. The biggest mover was the NASDAQ, up 1.6% in the day at 68.62. Next biggest mover was the Dow Jones Industrial Average, up 160 points in the day at 23,590. And the S&P 500 ended the day up 0.65% to close the day out at 2599.03. All three indexes hit and closed at all-time highs today. So definitely some major moves going on in the stock market. Bitcoin was down roughly 2% today, and I'll go into some details about what caused some of the swing in the market on Bitcoin. Gold was down 50 cents. The Euro USD trade was up 0.07%, and the VIX down significantly to I believe 2-month lows in the day at 973, down 8.64%. Starting to show off, I'm gonna go over some crypto news. So if you're watching Bitcoin today, you saw there was a brief pullback to like below 8,000, down to like $7,800. That was on the back of the news of a hack into the new Tether coin. The Tether coin is a US dollar based coin that kind of gives the crypto market a coin to trade against the US dollar. There was a hack of over $30 million worth of Tether coin, causing a pullback all across the crypto market as that news came out. Bitcoin quickly recovered and is back above 8,000. Last I looked, it was around 8,100 for the day. Um, Also, in crypto news, CBOE continues to release some more information about their upcoming futures on Bitcoin. I kind of highlighted some of the highlights already. The futures contract will be based off of a single coin, so we'll be pricing for the future of one single coin on those futures contracts. Um, Over into market news, Uber. It came out that Uber kind of concealed a cyber attack that left 57 million of its users worldwide exposed. Information that was leaked was name, phone numbers, and email addresses. And the biggest news behind it was there was a cover-up involved of the works that Uber paid the hackers $100,000 in Bitcoin to keep the hack on the hush and to ensure that they deleted the data that they did take. In other news, Meg Whitman, the CEO of HP Enterprises, has announced that she is stepping down and just assuming a role on the board. Current company president will take over the CEO role. This is shortly about a year since the HP split into two separate entities. You have HP Enterprises, which focuses more on the computers and what you think of HP. And then you have HP Printers and the peripherals, which does the more commodity play, but has actually been performing a little bit better than the HP Enterprises Inc. as of late. Shares did stumble in the aftermarket with that announcement as well as earnings. Shares were down 6%. Shares of DSW Inc. was down as much as 12% at pre-market trading, but did recover in the day, up 1.72%. So very volatile moves in DSW on announcements of their earnings this morning, but some good plays there. Let's check here, see any comments right now. Definitely, folks, get your shares up. Get your shares up if you want to have that chance to win these free Bitcoins. I'm inviting some more folks to get on the show, and I hope you do as well. So I promise y'all tonight I'll be going and doing a deep dive on the semiconductor industry. So if you've been paying attention to late, the semiconductor industry has been booming, bringing back great returns year to date. So here's some highlights of what's going on in the semiconductor space, and I'll go over some of these charts of these companies here in a little while as well. The semiconductor sector is undergoing a sort of a renaissance. Once thought only as a commodity driven by boom and bust cycles of supply and demand, the sector is seeing a new growth under secular changes. Machine learning, AI, artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, IoT, which is the Internet of Things, and cloud computing is driving all of this growth. Server growth from the likes of Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Alibaba are driving CPU, DRAM, and storage pricing and storage usage. Apple, Samsung, and other smartphone manufacturers are adding more and more DRAM, your dynamic random access memory, and flash storage to devices. Tesla, Wago, which may not be on top of your tongue, but promise you it will be in the next 5 years. Wago is the former Google Project X / Alphabet subsidiary that specializes in self-driving cars, and Uber are all racing to bring us self-driving cars, which all require dozens of processors in each vehicle. So, those are some of the tailwinds that are driving the market. And to get into some more specifics, thanks Dana for joining in. Let's go over some of my top picks and top lookouts in this industry. First, we'll start off with one of the big names of the year, up 127%, is NVIDIA, symbol NVDA. They specialize in graphics cards and the specialized chips that is driving the AI, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and self-driving cars. Um, Comparative to the other players in the semiconductor space, it is a little expensive. It has ran up a lot on a price to earnings ratio basis, but it has been an excellent winner over the last 18 months. My personal pick, my personal top choice, the one I've been investing in has been Micron. Micron specializes in RAM, DRAM, and in SSD development. They are a key supplier to Apple and Intel. They make a lot of the storage, your 64, your 128, and your 256 gigabyte chips that are going into going into Apple's iPhones and iPads. Their stock is up 133% year to date. And here's why I'm very bullish on Micron. Their price to earnings ratio is only at 11, folks. 11. And when you compare it to the rest of the semiconductor space, which averages a price to earnings ratio of 25, this thing can still easily double again and still be on the cheap side. So that's why I'm very bullish on Micron. And again, that's one I've been playing option plays on myself personally. Another good play in the semiconductor space is Applied Materials. Their stock is up 80% year to date, and they're the makers of the makers. If you can get what I'm saying, they make the machines that makes the chips, that makes the storage, that makes all of this semiconductor growth happen. They are the key supplier in making the machines that make the chips. Another good stock that's been booming pretty well is Skyworks Solutions, symbol SWKS. It's up 46% year to date. Data is Micron, Micron, symbol MU. If you're looking for that company, Micron, symbol MU for Micron Technologies. But back to Skyworks Solutions, symbol SWKS. Again, they're up 46% year to date, and they specialize in wireless networking chips, and is a key driver. Its key drivers are the Internet of Things and wireless infrastructures plays. They are another key supplier to Apple. Up to 40% of their revenue, though, is coming directly from Apple. So this is something that you got to pay attention to with Skyworks. If Apple decides to start developing some of that wireless infrastructure in-house, there goes 40% of his revenue stream right there. So definitely is a good play, but always got to pay attention on the earnings calls to see how their relationship with Apple is going, and also pay attention to Apple's earnings calls to see if they are starting to develop their own wireless chipsets in-house. Another play is Texas Instruments, and yes, the same makers of your old and trustworthy TI-83 that you did your algebra on back in your high school days is still in the game. Stock has been performing pretty well. Their stock is up roughly 25% year to date, and their key drivers are just semiconductors in general. They have been a steady manufacturer of semiconductors. They do a lot of the still analog chips and chipsets, and are a key supplier to Apple as well. I believe Apple uses about 4 or 5 of their chips in each one of their phones and some of their iPads as well. But Apple only accounts for about 3% of their revenue stream, so it can have a knock-on effect if you see iPhone sales drop, but it's not a key driver of the whole growth of the company. Taking a look now, another key play in the telecom space has been Qualcomm, but with a recent bid by uh, Broadcom to take over Qualcomm. A lot of comms in this current section. You may see some capping out of the price. Broadcom did offer, I believe, $70 per share. So right now, their shares kind of have flatlined just below that offer price. But year to date, their shares are up roughly about 10% from their lows. So a steady earner. They've been in a battle with Apple over pricing of their chips because they're another key Apple supplier, and Apple, excuse me, and Qualcomm have been in a legal battle over that. Um, my better play of the two would be Broadcom. Broadcom is up roughly uh, roughly 80% year to date. Again, their big drivers are chipsets that specializes in wireless technology. So they also have finished their acquisition last year, I believe, of a large semiconductor manufacturer that specialized in the chipsets that go into your mobile phone. So Broadcom specializes in both the wireless connectivity of smartphones and the chips that make the smartphones tick. So if you believe that smartphone and mobile development is going to continue to increase, they are a great play there. They also are the chipsets that's going to be connecting all of these self-driving cars. They have to communicate, and so Broadcom provides a lot of those chips. Their symbol is AVGO if you're looking to start watching those. Applied Materials. Their ticker is AMAT, Dana. AMAT. That is the chips, the symbol for Applied Materials. What was the last stock I was talking about? Yes, we're talking about Broadcom. So again, their chipsets are going to be in your self-driving cars. They've definitely been blowing out earnings over the year. Third quarter wasn't as big of a beat as the previous second and first quarter of the year. So, definitely pay attention to their earnings reports. But with no sale ratings right now from the major houses that are monitoring Broadcom, and 34 buy or strong buys is definitely a hot pick right now in the semiconductor space. My last one I'm covering is a cheaper play, up 70% year to date, is Cypress Semiconductors. They specialize in 3D graphics and heads-up displays that will be going into your smart cars and your self-driving cars. They have been posting revenue growth and been killing earnings reports. They've been blowing out estimates for the last 4 quarters, have been beating and raising. So definitely continue to watch your growth there. And at a price to earnings ratio right now, the company is still in the red on earnings. So it's definitely a more of a speculative play with Cypress. So if you want to check out Cypress, symbol CY, take it up on speculation. So that's kind of my deep dive into the semiconductor space. If you want to play it a little bit safer, I am going to recommend a couple of semiconductor ETFs. My top pick on the semiconductor ETF is symbol SOXL. The SOXL is the daily Direxon Daily Semiconductor Bull 3X Leverage ETF. So very low volume, but it's been a big grower year to date. Year to date, it is up. Let's see. Let's do some math here. I didn't do the math beforehand because I was getting a little fatherly duties on. So right now, current price is 170. At the start of the year, it was 56. So up 200% year to date is the SOXL Semiconductor ETF. My second top pick is the SMH, the Vinex Vector Semiconductor ETF. Let's do some quick math on it as well. Beginning of the year was 73. It's up to 105, so roughly a 25% gain on that ETF. It's traded. It has a little bit more volume. It's at a little over 2 million in daily volume in trades, while the SOXL is a little bit lower, well, significantly lower at only about 600,000 average volume. My last pick for ETF play is symbol ROM. Can't go running wrong with ROM. It is up nearly 100%. Let's see, it started the year at 50 and is at 91. So 91 minus 50. Bam. Divided by 50. Up 82% year to date. Symbol is ROM. That's the ProShares Ultra Technology Fund. It's weighted in semiconductors heavily, but it also has some other technology plays. But it is a great way to get your feet wet in the semiconductor space if you don't want to take on the risk of picking an individual stock. Coming up on my 20-minute mark on the show. So I hope you guys, yes, SMH. I know, shaking my head. Yes, SMH. AVGA is Broadcom. So I appreciate everyone that got a chance to watch and the show live. Don't forget, share the show. Whoever has the most shares between tonight's show and tomorrow's show, plus comments on the show. So that's the second way you got to qualify. You got to share it and you got to comment the show. Whoever gets the most shares and comments will get $10 in free Bitcoin. So definitely appreciate everyone that's tuned in and is watching live on the stream. And I've had my little one on my shoulder. Say hi, Essence. Yeah, this is my middle daughter. How old are you now? And what school do you go to? Yeah, good job. Well, if you see my Facebook, you definitely seen her face. But again, appreciate everyone watching. Y'all have a great night. See y'all tomorrow night for your next episode of Black Money Market News.